today?
It's fine.
Okay, I can see you very excited like potassium in cold water. Okay, get seated.
Thank you, sir.
Today again, we are going to proceed on with our program on how to answer literature
Questions.
Okay?
Yes.
Can you guess which question are we going to discuss today? You know the question?
No.
You don't know?
Yes.
It's my own secret. Okay?
Yes.
We are going to see it soon.
Okay, sir.
That is the NECTA 2019 question. That was question number 12. Question number 12. It is this. Justify the statement. Literature is a mirror. Literature is a mirror. Reflects the culture of a particular society. By using two plays, verify. Justify the statement. Literature as a mirror reflects the culture of a particular society. Do you know the meaning of justify?
Yes.
Justify means testify that it is true. Okay?
Yes.
Yeah, it means it is true that literature is compared to a mirror that reflects the social reality. Now the question here is how do we start answering such a question? That is what we are after. How do we start answering this question? Very simple. How to answer the questions above. The question above. First, we have to start by defining the term culture. Okay?
Yes.
And then we can define the term literature as keywords of the question. Okay? The question demands. The question demands the candidate to explain the elements of culture. You know the elements of culture?
Yes.
So the elements of culture includes such elements of culture like polygamy. Polygamy is the act of having more than one. We have taboos. Okay, these are elements of culture. We have food. These are elements of culture. Traditions and customs. Okay, beliefs, values, and social
Organizations.
Generally speaking, culture is the total way of what? Total way of life. Everything that you do is culture. The way you get dressed, that is culture. The way you smile, it is culture. Everything that you do, okay?
Yes.
So when we talk about culture, it's the total way of life. So to justify the statement that literature is a mirror reflects the culture of a particular society, we have to link the functions of mirror. What is the function of mirror?
To reflect.
To reflect light, or you can see yourself, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes. Suppose you have the mirror and then you look at the mirror, you find a different face. No, you cannot find a different face. You are going to see your own face. So literature cannot state something which is contrary or different from what is happening in the community. It's just the same like the reflection of the mirror. And we talk about literature. Literature talks about hidden things that you need to think, ponder, and then come out with what is hidden. So it's not straightforward. But the mirror, it doesn't need to hide. You just see your face straightforward, okay?
Yes.
Now, we have to link in that way. Then, how to answer the question now? Answering the question. How to answer the question. Literature, you said we have to start with the definition of literature, isn't it?
Yes.
As one of the key words in the question. Literature is the branch of art which uses words to express ideas to the people, while culture refers to the total way of life. By using two plays, I want to verify the statement by using Three Sweethearts, One Husband, written by Oyama Mnewa, and the other play is The Black Hermit. Who's the author?
Buga Thiomo.
Buga Thiomo. So then, how do you start now answering? You have already started the introductory party of answering the question. Then, you have to pick one play after another. And it should be in series. That you started mentioning Three Sweethearts, One Husband, It means you're going to start with 3 sisters, 1 husband, and then you can move to the second play, which is the black marriage. Okay. So starting with the play 3 sisters, 1 husband, I justify the statement by the following points. Remember the demands of the question. What are the demands of the question? Justify the statement that literature is a mirror
reflects the culture of a particular society.
Okay, very fine. So we are now going to make the connection of the question. Starting with the play 3 sisters, 1 husband, I justify the statement by the following points. What are the points to justify? These are the points for justification. 1 is forced marriage. Forced marriage. What is forced marriage? It's the situation whereby someone is forced to be married to someone she doesn't love. Okay?
Yes.
Do we have such things in the community?
Yes.
Forced marriage?
Yes.
Okay, so in the book, we have our sweetest character, Juliet. Remember Juliet?
Yes.
So in the book, Juliet was forced to marry to 3 different sisters. That is D, Bea, and Csee. These are 3 sisters. Juliet did not love any of the 3, but she was in love with another sister. Do you remember the name of that sister?
Yes. Oko.
Oko, exactly. Thank you. So forced marriage do exist in some of the tribes in Tanzania, and therefore this habit or this practice is not good to be adopted. It should be discarded or stopped. Okay?
Yes.
So forced marriage is like the image of what is happening in the community, and it is reflected in the book that we are going to use. Superstition is also one of the images in the society. That when we talk about superstition, a belief in witchcraft and some other superstitious things, isn't it?
Yes.
Do people believe in superstition in the community?
Yes.
Yeah, people are very superstitious. Even when someone knocks on the door, or if someone hears the hooting of the owl, will go to the witch doctor. That maybe a catastrophe is going to happen, isn't it?
Yes.
So we have such kind of people. Even when someone bumps on the stone, we'll go to the witch doctor. That how comes that I bumped on the stone? Or if someone falls down, we'll just reason why. Why did I fall down? I have to go to the witch doctor. We have such kind of people. Okay?
Yes.
So superstition is the situation of the poet to believe in the ancestors or the supernatural powers, the juju. So in the play, the people of Mvotes believed that the ancestors could solve their problems. That is what they believed. For example, Juliet's family called a man known as Sanga
Titi,
who was a witch doctor. The witch doctor to find out a person who stole the money paid as blind what?
Price.
Now, in our society, we have such families of people who believe that when they have problems, the only solution can be obtained from the witch what? The witch doctors. So that is, it happens. And it is true that we have people, even when a certain or something gets lost, they will rush to the witch doctors to see who has stolen that particular thing. So it's the replica of what is happening in the society. So the writer didn't write from vacuum. The writer wrote something that happens or that is happening in the society. So that is the reflections, the mirror. Literature is like a mirror. It states something that is found in the society, which can be found in the play as well, or in the book as well. So that is a reflection. Another reflection is polygamy. Polygamy. That is another reflection. Do we have people who have more than one wife in our community?
Yes.
So it is the reality, isn't it?
Yes.
So the play reflects the reality, what is happening in the community or in the society. So in the situation whereby a man owns more than one wife, Is it possible also the woman to have more than one husband?
Yes.
Polyandry. It's common in Feist. Polyandry. A woman can have more than 2 or 3, but in Tanzania it's abominable. It is impossible. It cannot happen.
Yes.
Okay. Or it's there maybe?
No.
All right. So it's the situation whereby a man owned more than one wife. In the play, the writer shows that most men in Voltaire's had more than one wife. For example, you provide an example. Don't just answer without providing an example. From the book, we see this somebody known as India. Who was India? Isn't it? How many wives did he possess?
8.
8 wives. And still he wanted to have another wife. Do we have such kind of people in our community?
Yes.
Yeah. So literature is a mirror. It reflects what is happening in the society. There is another one in Baga, Mr. Machino. The master, we call it the master, what we call the jack of all trades, master of none. The jack of all trades, master of none. That is someone who is a machino. Is known as the jack of all trades, master of none. You know everything. When it comes to politics, you know. When it comes to social issues, you know. When it comes to football, you know. Everything you know. So Mr. Mbaga was just like that. Very talkative. How many wives did he possess? 12 wives. And still he wanted to add some more wives. Let us agree. Is it a common practice in Africa? Having many wives?
Yes.
It's part of culture, isn't it?
Yes.
It's part of our culture. So in the society, there are men who own many wives. This practice should be stopped. It is not good, especially in the modern society. And with the cases of HIV, AIDS, and some other diseases, actually it's not healthy to have 12 wives. It's not healthy. But maybe for some other religions, I think they have a limit. 2, 4, isn't it?
Yes.
That is official. But for Mbaga, it was not official. Yani yeye tembea tu kidogo, meeting a woman, then falls in love, the next day wedding. So this practice is not good, and I think it's not a good example to follow, okay?
Yes.
So turning to the book, The Black Hermit. Turning to the book, The Black Hermit, with the playwright. With the playwright of The Black Hermit? Okay?
Yes.
Turning to the book, The Black Hermit, the playwright shows the culture of different societies through the following points. There's the issue of wife inheritance. Wife inheritance, okay?
Yes.
With wife inheritance, the situation whereby we go straight to the character. Remy was forced to inherit the wife of his brother who passed away due to accident. I think it was an accident, eh?
Yes.
And in the book, Remy's father wanted his son to marry his brother's wife, who was known as Tom. Remy didn't support this practice because Remy was educated, and therefore he could not accept such practice of inheriting a woman who was the wife of his brother. So Remy didn't support this practice and was not ready to get married to Thorn. So wife inheritance is practiced in our society. Is it the reality or not reality?
Yes.
Do we have people who inherit wives of their brothers or their young brothers?
Yes.
Do we have them?
Yes.
Now that is very dangerous because sometimes you cannot know the disease that killed your brother, isn't it?
Yes.
It's the modern society, it is the outdated custom. Yeah, it should be abandoned. But also we have the issue of tribalism. What is tribalism? Tribalism. Tribalism is the situation whereby someone discriminates others since they belong to a different tribe. You know, the people of Marua, they didn't want to be led by a son from another tribe, isn't it?
Yes.
They wanted to have a leader who originates from their tribe, from the Marua people. You see, it's a practice which is common even in our society. Don't we have people who favor favoritism because based on tribalism?
Yes.
That you can go asking for a job, the first question, what is your tribe? Have you come across such a thing?
Yes.
It's possible, okay? You can meet someone saying, the first question, what is your tribe? Why should you ask me for tribe? Okay? I've come to ask for a job, so there's no need for you. Tribe is none of your business. So it's the situation whereby someone discriminates others since they belong to different ethnic groups. So the Marua people wanted to have their leader who belongs to the same tribe. So the issue of tribalism is present in our society, and it is not a good practice. It should be stopped. So that is the replica. It is the image of what is happening in the society. So the product did not write from virtue. He wrote something that is practiced by the society members. Okay?
Yes.
And the other cultural trait is suicide. What is suicide? Suicide. Yes?
Refers to the situation whereby one kills himself.
Okay. So when someone finds no problem of certain, no solution for certain problems, the final solution is to commit suicide. Do you agree with that?
No.
If you find no solution for certain problems, can the solution be committing suicide?
No.
I don't think it's the right decision, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay, so we have this. Thorn wanted to get married to Remy, but Remy was not ready to get married to a widow, okay?
Yes.
The one who was his brother's wife, he was not ready, maybe because of his education, okay?
Yes.
Because he was educated. And he didn't find the reason why this woman should not get married to another man, okay?
Yes.
So, suicide is the situation whereby someone kills himself or herself. In the play, Thorn committed suicide because Remy didn't want to marry her. There are people in the society who commit suicide as a way of solving their problems. That's how Thorn did, due to different problems. For example, most of people who commit suicide are the ones who have been kicked by their lovers. Love affairs.
Yes.
Love affairs.
Yes.
Okay? But also, there are people who commit suicide because of dates. You find someone having a lot of dates, and therefore the solution is to run away from them. But I don't think that's the best way of running away from them, is it? Better to shift to another country. Okay. But the problem is, where do you get the transport fare and the passport? Generally, culture is one among the identities of a particular society. Culture is like an identity. We said before that culture is a total way of life. Everything that we do is part of culture. So the good cultural practice can be preserved to be adopted by the future generation, but the bad ones should be discarded. We should not adapt them. Bad cultural practice should be discarded because they are harmful to the society members. Okay?
Yes.
Okay, so that marks the end of our session today. Did you get the points on how to answer this question?
Yes.
You know how to connect now.
Yes.
The issue of relevance and what is stated in the play.
Yes.
Can you answer any question related to this?
Yes.
Okay, good. If you have really understood, then that is what you wanted to discuss today. I wanted to pass through the procedures of answering the literature questions, particularly on how to respond to a question related to the play. And the plays that we've used today are two: the Black Hermit and the other one?
Sisters, one husband.
So when responding to questions, there are certain factors that you have to consider. If you really were sailing together in the same boat, can you remind me? Anyone who can remind us?
First, you have to understand what is the question or the main statement and define the keywords in the question.
Very good. You have to understand the question. Read the question at least twice, understand it before answering, because you can waste a lot of time answering something that you didn't understand, okay?
Yes.
You waste your time. By the time when your work will be marked, you can find you have gone out of point, okay?
Yes.
Off point. So read, understand the question, pick the so-called keywords in the question. You have to understand them. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. The second aspect that we've considered here.
Okay.
Yeah.
The second procedure is when you are given two praise, you have to start with the first praise,
Yeah.
you analyze, then
Okay.
you go to the second praise, you analyze.
Okay. So you have to start with the first play. When you are done with the first play, then you go to the second play. But you have to make sure that you have the title written, and the writer, whether the author or the playwright, should be written. Okay.
Yes.
And you have to provide evidence from the book that you are using to answer the question. Provide evidence. Okay.
Yes.
Don't just answer as if you are answering something which has no evidence. Make sure that you jot down evidence from the book. The last one.
When answering,
Yeah.
state what the question demands.
Okay. You have to know the question demands. What does the question demand you? Like the previous question that we discussed here. What were the demands of the question? What were the demands of the question? To show how. The back attention. Yeah.
He wanted us to show how
Yeah.
culture
Yes.
is related to what is written in the book.
Okay, very good. So we have confirmed that what is stated in the book literally is found in the what? In the source. It's very relevant. And therefore, when we talk about the mirror, literature being the mirror, it reflects the image of what is happening in the what? In the society. All the things, the message and everything that we can discuss in the play, in the novel, in the poem that we read, it should reflect what is happening in the society. Because the writers, the playwrights, okay, the poets are party of the community, okay? So they write something, they write from their experience. They write something that they know. That clear?
Yes.
Okay, so this marks the end of our lesson today. Thank you very much for the cooperation. Let us put our hands together for everyone who participated in the lesson in terms of factorial. You know how to calculate by using factorial?
Yes.
I know you are mathematicians. Can we go 5 factorial? 5 factorial. Okay, thank you very much. I wish you a good afternoon. See you when you see me.
Thank you,